Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Railgan and Snute on Bel'Shir Vestige, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the Red Zerg player from Team Liquid. It is Snute. And in the top left side of the map, from Diva, it is the Blue Zerg player, Railgan. Alright, so Railgan and Snute, two players featured fairly recently here on my channel. Railgan says, you wear your own face as a portrait? It's right. It's true on the loading screen. Snute has his own portrait as his icon. That is amazing. And Snute says, yes, that is true. I will not deny it because you saw it already. Haven't had a ZVZ for a while, so I figured I'd put one up here. And let's see who will come out on top. Pool first. Out of Railgan and assume, there we go, hatch first. Out of Snute, pretty confident here against a GM player, considering he is a pro. But that doesn't really mean anything at this high level. So anybody could win this game. Alright, so going out, hatch second. No extractor here, which means he's not planning on any early aggression. Just planning on being a defensive. Oh, extractor before the natural hatchery. That may change my analysis somewhat. Alright, so those of you who have been complaining about the blurriness when I move the camera like this, hopefully it's not doing that anymore. I contacted YouTube support and they were like, yo, let me check your settings. And I was like, alright, here are my settings, here's my upload speed, here's what I'm using, here are my codecs. And they're like, yeah, that should be fine. How about you just don't use the YouTube editor anymore? And I'm like, what? But the YouTube editor is so great, it's so handy, I'm used to it, all my stuff's already up there. And they're like, yeah, no, you know what, find another program. And I was like, fine. So I'm messing around with Windows Movie Maker right now, which, again, admittedly, probably not the best thing in the entire world for creating movies and stuff to upload to YouTube, but I'm trying to do it at a 1080p 60 FPS setting, and hopefully that means this looks good. I can't quite tell until I upload it, so until then, bear with me. We'll see how this works out for us, and if you have any suggestions of programs I can use to edit, let me know in the comments. Ooh, I do need something that lets me queue up edits, right? So I make something, go, and it goes edit, so I don't have to sit there and wait for each one to finish before starting the next one. That would be amazing. Overlord for Snute is scouting out here on Railgan's base. Queen comes way off the creep to try to take this thing out. Might be able to get it. Again, maneuvering a Sloverlord is pretty difficult, but getting down off this ramp, the smartest thing for Liquid Snute to do here, might actually die anyway. No, the Queen lets him go. Queen lets him go for whatever reason here. Does have some lings out for Railgan. He is being aggressive. Actually trying to kill a drone or two, but look at these drones fighting for their own selves. Did any of them die? No. Wow. 2 lings die for 0 drones. Snute, good micro there, my friend. Excellent micro indeed. Bailey Nest coming up right outside the natural base. Come and see it, he says to Railgan. Railgan chucking up a spine crawler at his natural. And we have speed coming out for both of these players. Again, speedlings, just, you need them. You need them in ZVZ just to survive the early game. If you, you don't need to go pure speedling, obviously. You can switch it up eventually. But man, if you don't have speedlings, it's so hard to defend against early speedlings from your opponent. I mean, even if you have roaches, just a difficult thing. Unless you wall off here with some spine crawlers and roaches and queens, you can handle it fairly well, but haven't actually seen that for a while, even though I am a fan of that particular strategy. It was more popular in HOTS, I feel like, in Heart of the Swarm. Railgan's getting his own Bailing Nest as well. There we go. Speedlings are here. Very difficult. Very difficult to handle, getting a run right on into the main base here. Where are they going? They're going after stuff. No, they're just scouting. They're trying to kill lings. They did a good job killing a couple of those lings from Railgan, but only 2 very low HP lings remaining. One gets picked off, and the other one does manage to escape. Does manage to escape there with 4 total hit points to his name. Speedling versus Speedling right now, the exact same speed, but more lings coming out. Oh, for Snute, forcing Railgan to pull back now. Third hatch coming in for Snute to the left base of his natural while he's been working on this. I think this is the first pro-level game I've cast on Bel'Shir Vestige, and really nothing of import really to note. I mean, there are these rocks in the middle to knock down for additional path across the map. You have these Zelnaga watchtowers. Do you have any gold bases? I didn't see any. Nope. No gold bases anywhere. Some lings trying to get on in here to the main base. Again, Queen's doing a great job assisting with DPS Spinecrawler at the same time. There are some banelings here just outside that natural base, but no. Note Bailings are managing to get the heck on out of their lair. Already done. And that's a quick Spire out of Railgan. Going Spire here, where the third base is the key here for Snute. And what is Snute teching to? Just going Ling Bane. He is getting +1 Carapace, which tells me he's probably going a Roach Ravager type play. +1 Carapace, a good upgrade both for these early lings and banelings. And pretty darn good on the other side for... pretty good on the other side for roaches and ravagers and lurkers and stuff like that. All right, so what do we get? +1 melee attack on the way. All right, so maybe Snute is committing to this Ling Baneling stuff. Railgan really needs to take a third at this point. He's got Lings, he's got Banelings, he's got Spines, he's got Queens. He's waiting for Snute to come murder him. I assume he's a little bit intimidated by Snute here again. This is Pro versus GM. It's not the biggest discrepancy in the world. This isn't like Snute playing against some platinum level player, but still can be very difficult psychologically for Railgan to handle this. I feel like Sloverlord getting chased away from the third base of Railgan's. Well, Railgan's Overlord getting chased away from Snute's third base. A little bit difficult on the ownership there. Mutas in production for Railgan. 5 of them right now. Ling's on the way for Snute. Just Ling banning it, man. Going for a lair now, but way after Railgan's third hatch. Morphing on in here. There are some Lings moving in for Snute to try to take this thing down. Banelings morphing in as well. Get over there, Lings and Banes. Save it. Save it. Can they get there? They're trying to take down the Banelings. Oh, wait a second. Were those... Hold on. I know some people don't like this. Was that Burrowed Bane? No, that was just Bane, period. What on earth was that? All right, so hang on. So moving over here, the Lings and the Banelings. Banelings from Snute walking up here. Baneling versus Baneling. 2 for about 5. Great trade for Snute on that one. Queen, Spine Crawlers trying to take down the Banelings and canceling the third base. Railgan loses the third, but Mutas are out. Mutas and Queens are here. Banelings getting chopped down from the air, not killing much of anything here. All the Queens managed to stay alive thanks to Transfuse and the Muta support. More Lings running on in, but again, Mutalisks in the air, Queens and Spine Crawlers. They decided it's time to retreat to get the heck on out of there. Roach Warren coming in for Railgan, and Snute goes immediately for Infestation Pit. That is interesting. Sloverlords of Snute caught with their pants down out in the middle of the map here, heading on home. There are Mutas out. Go run. I guess there's one over here next to the third base of Railgan, which again is morphing in now, but Snute's has been up for a long while. It's 48 to 47 Harvesters. Railgan does have the worker count, but again, he's oversaturated at his natural and perfectly saturated at his main. So in order to increase that worker count, he needs to go for the third. And here comes a bunch more Lings walking right up, getting a surround on that Spine Crawler, trying to kill these Queens as well. Do they have the +1 at +1? They have the +1/+1. So dangerous. These Queens are all going to die. The only question is, can Railgan save this third hatch? I don't think he can. Forcing a cancel once again. He doesn't even get the cancel. Oh no. Oh no, the Railgan Lings, having done their job, decide head on back home. No sense in sticking around while the Mutalisks murder them. Railgan getting some roaches and belatedly throwing down his third hatch again. Getting that one killed was not a great thing. Not a great thing for the blue Zerg player. Red Zerg player Snute, on the other hand, is going for a hive. And what's he doing with that Infestation Pit? Look at his units tab. I guess just going right for hive, not using it for swarm hosts or infestors or anything infesty. As it turns out, is he going Ling Baneling Ultra and his ZVZ? That seems a little bit radical. I don't know. Roaches, Banelings, Lings against pure Lings. Usually pretty good for the player who does not have just pure Ling. As Snute is forced to retreat from the situation. Bunch of Queens here defending as well. I don't see a sign of a fourth from Snute. I'm kind of surprised. I feel like he's pretty far ahead, but really it's only 112 to 107 total supply. It is 64 to 46 workers, though. Snute has a giant lead on that one. APM of these players, 382 for Snute, 195. Out of Railgan to this point. Muta's trying to fly into the third base, but there's a Spore Crawler and 3 Queens here. More Queens coming over as well. So many Queens for Snute. He's got how many? 12 Queens. Railgan has 2. Are the Lings going to force another cancel on that third base? Here they are. It's going to be close, and I think he's going to save it. All the Roaches and Lings and Banelings come up to save it. Wasting Baneling there, unfortunately, does Railgan, but whatever. Whatever. At this point, he's just fine. He did save his third, which is what the main goal was there. Creep spread pushing up this left side from Snute, going for a fourth base, as we can see the little creepy outline of a hatchery. Creepy bit of an outline of a hatchery. Are we maxed out yet? You know what? Surprisingly, no. Neither player maxed out yet. I guess it's only 8 minutes into the game. ZVZs seem like they'll last a while. Ultralisk Cavern coming in for Snute, getting infestors, getting centrifugal hooks or Baneling speed, depending on your cup of tea. So yeah, Ling Infestor, Baneling Ultra. Here out of Snute. Interesting compositional choice here. Railgan coming down, killing creep tumors as he does, trying to attack on into this side before the Ultralisks show up. Queens, Banelings, Lings, Banelings. Great splits on the Roaches, though. Banelings trying to hit on in, not doing a great job there, but all of his own Banelings are dead. Detonating on some of these Lings. It is Mass Queen and Baneling versus Roach here. I feel like the Roaches are going to do pretty well. If you're Railgan, some Lings coming in here as well. Roaches do have the +1 to +1. Queens have +2 Carapace themselves. Ravagers on the way. Roaches versus Queens. It's the Transfuses keeping them alive, but once that energy is gone, they are in a lot of trouble at this point in time. Focusing down immediately. Great micro from Railgan. Focusing down 1 Queen at a time. harder to heal at that point if you happen to be Snute, killing the queens. And this third base is under assault. Corrosive Biles landing on an Overlord, I guess, trying to kill queens. At the same time, third base contaminated. Got some roaches following the drones up to this fourth base as well. Snute is making 5 Ultralisks right now. I don't know if it's going to be enough here. So many dead drones. Forced to retreat from this fourth base as well. Roaches moving in. Fungal's catching him here at the natural base. There are infestors here, but one gets chased down and murdered. The other one getting some shots as well, and it is also dead. All the infestors, are they all gone for Snute? It is 3 Ultralisks and 16 Lings left for the Zerg player. We've got Lings versus Roaches. We got Ultras coming in from the top side and from the bottom side, but getting focused down by those Roaches. One Ultra dies in agony from acid saliva. The other one as well. Difficult pathing here along this ramp, and another one falls. Only 2 Ultras remaining. One very low in HP, but does get transfused, and one dies. There was that a Ling kill on that one. Another Ultralisk falling, taking a lot of these Roaches with them, though. Snute might actually manage to stay alive here. Holy crap. Ultras popping out just in time. It's 98 to 79 total supply. 12 Roaches in production for Railgan. 2 more Ultras on the way for Snute. Keep in mind, he kept his third base. It was contaminated. All of his drones were killed, but they are still alive. And drones returning to the fold right now, trying to saturate his fourth base, which is down to 66 hit points. Roaches coming in and say, we didn't finish this job, did we? Bam. Gone fourth base. One little pick. Nice job by Railgan recognizing the situation there. And it is still 3 base. It is now 3 base to 3 base. Snute had a fourth for a while, but I don't know he ever really actually harvested from that, as it turns out. So 50 to 46 total harvesters. Snute is up. He has lost 20 drones and killed 7 of his own. Actually, there's more stuff happening up here. Lings all up here at the third base. Drones forced to retreat from that situation for Railgan. Never something you want to do at all. How are the Roaches' upgrades doing? Still that +1/+1. Working on a +2 missile attack. Chitinous plating coming in for Snute, making the Ultras much more difficult to kill, as it turns out. And adrenal glands on the way for Snute as well. So Roaches moving in, trying to focus down these Ultras. There are 4 of them here, though. Good group of Roaches trying to kill. Transfuses, not enough. 1 Ultra dies. Another Ultra ends up getting killed. Another Ultra comes off the assembly line here. And they are hitting fairly hard against these Roaches. They do have +2 melee attack, which is excellent. As it turns out, forced to retreat just a little bit here, throwing down a Corrosive Bile that forces Railgan to dodge out of the way of his own Corrosive Bile, strangely enough. Lings trying to rally in, but walking past Roaches in the meantime. Not a great experience, to be sure. Railgan backing on out. Checking to see, is the fourth base back up? No, the fourth base is not back up. That is still dead. Snute is not working on that. He's working on staying alive at this moment in time. Ling counterattack, moving up this right side for Snute. Going to go for that third base of Railgan. Again, there's still no defense here whatsoever. I mean, nope, no defense whatsoever. Everybody rallying to the front to try to kill Snute here. The third base is directly under assault, again, by Lings that have adrenal glands, which is just ridiculous. DPS insane. Actually, did he cancel that? Did he cancel adrenal glands? He did cancel adrenal glands. This third base for Railgan under a lot of trouble right now, but Roaches do show up and try to save it here. Ultras trying to save the third base. More Ultras rolling in, though. This is crazy number of Ultralisks from Snute, and forced to pull back are these Roaches from that third base. Fourth base still not up. Ultras might not want to chase too far by themselves out on the open creep, especially against these Roaches that do have glial reconstitution, and they are on creep, so they are fast. They are fast little budgies. 4.13 move speed for Ultralisks on creep, 4.2 +1 move speed for Roaches. And so again, a little bit faster. Can kite just quite a little bit here. 110 to 103 total supply in favor of a Railgan. Just a little bit up here on his nemesis, Snute. We got creep tumors. We got ravagers. We got queens and infestors on the way for the Snutesters. Anybody call him the Snutester? Probably not. Probably not. +2 missile attack is done on the Roaches. Corrosive Biles landing, not hitting much of anything. Great dodge there. Again, another Ultralist dies. A lot of dead Ultras, but they are continuing to push the Roach Horde back here. Kindness plating making these guys survive a lot longer than they would otherwise. But no, somehow they all died immediately there. The +2 attack on the Ravagers and the Roaches helping immensely, and that's it. A good game out of Snute. Snute is defeated, and Railgan is victorious. Woo! Well done indeed to Railgan, getting the win against a very skilled Zerg player for sure. Not having a good week on the channel, unfortunately, but Snute, you know he'll bounce back. You know that he definitely will. Railgan did this off 3 bases, never even attempted a fourth, saved his third with 59 hit points remaining. Jeez. Gee willikers. 221 deadlings for Snute. 16 dead Ultralisks. What? And 16 dead Queens. Resources lost here, about 16,000 for the Zerg player and 20,000, 21,000 for the Zerg player. For Railgan, about 21,000 for Snute. Both players losing around 20 workers. So good, well fought, well hard played ZVZ there. But today, Roach Ravager is enough to take down Ling Ultra Baneling, even if it's Snute who's wielding that strategy. Maybe he was experimenting a bit. I don't think I've seen this in ZVZ before, but still, very formidable player and good win for the Railgun. All right, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.